Hey YouTube, my name is Tariq, and in this video I'm going to review the lens that's attached to my camera pretty much 99% of the time. The Sony Vario Tessar full frame E-mount 24-70mm f4 Zeiss Alpha optical steady shot lens. That was a mouthful. It's the lens I shoot pretty much all of the talking head sections of my YouTube videos with, including shorts. And it's the lens I use for my day job as a content creator. It's also the lens I take with me on photo adventures here in Oregon. Now some of you might be thinking, this lens has been out for a while now, so is it still worth getting? Well, after using it for a majority of my photography and videography career, I can confidently say that the answer is yes. But there are a few gripes, which we'll get to. First, I'd like to give a little background on why I got this lens. My camera body is the Sony a7R III, and when you purchase a higher end camera like that one, you learn that they actually don't come with a kit lens like the consumer cameras do. They come literally looking like this. So I ended up grabbing this nifty 50 prime lens just so I could have something to shoot with for the time being. But of course I needed something with more versatility as I was shooting a lot more landscapes at the time. I even had a 2-week road trip that was coming up and a 50mm prime lens just wasn't going to cut it. At the same time, I needed a lens that wasn't going to break the bank. That's where the SONY ZEISS 24-70mm comes into play. Let me tell you a little about it. Obviously, it has that 24-70mm focal length range that I was desperately missing when I was shooting on the 50mm prime lens. It felt really good being able to shoot wider angle shots to more zoomed in photos without having to physically move my body. Next, the T asterisk in the lens's official name stands for anti-reflective coating, which helps reduce lens flare and ghosting, which is especially helpful when shooting in harsh sunlight. Now, we can't talk about the specs without mentioning the aperture. This lens has a maximum aperture of f4, which may not be as wide open as the other lenses out there, but it's still a great option for most lighting conditions. The Sony ZEISS 24-70 also includes optical steady shot image stabilization, which helps minimize the shaky camera look when you're shooting handheld. And of course, it's weather sealed, which means it's resistant to dust and moisture. And to be honest, I've definitely soaked this lens shooting a waterfall before. Lens specs aside, another thing I love about this lens is how sharp the images are. The level of detail is impressive, especially for a lens that's not part of Sony's G Master lineup. While this lens isn't the lightest out there, it's still relatively compact and lightweight, making it easy to carry around with me. But to be honest, its weight has never really concerned me. And like I mentioned earlier, I use this lens for both my YouTube videos and my day job as a content creator. While sometimes I do find myself hoping this lens was just a bit wider, I've definitely made it work with my past, present, and even future YouTube videos, as it only requires moving the tripod a little further back. For the day job, it's a different story. Since I'm shooting everything vertical, this lens is producing some high quality videos for some enterprise level clients. Definitely really happy about that. All of that to say, I can't go all in on this lens without mentioning a gripe or two. If you know me or know this channel, you know I focus a lot on music photography and videography, where shooting wide and in low light conditions is extremely important. And to be blunt, while this lens is passable and I'd make it work, this isn't the lens I'd bring with me to a show. I'd need a 16-35 2.8 wide angle lens at least. That's what I'm using currently to record this video. To wrap up, the Sony ZEISS 24-70 f4 lens is definitely worth getting, especially as your day-to-day operational lens. It's not technically budget friendly, but it's also not over $2,000. Also, while you don't get the same bokeh effect as a 2.8 lens, it still produces high quality photo and video. And lastly, while it's not as wide as I may need it to be sometimes, I couldn't have asked for a better lens to launch my business with. Thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing, guys. I really hope you found the information in this video valuable. If you're interested in this lens and thinking about buying it, consider using my affiliate link in the description below. It supports the channel at no extra cost to you. That said, for more gear reviews and other videos where I discuss the camera gear that I use, hop over to this playlist, choose a video that you're interested in, and I'll see you there.